Okay, so now we're recording. So yes, so today we are following on with our elements theme, and we're going to be following the theme or the element of water, as my note to you said. So water can take on many forms, can't it? It can be gentle, like a little sort of flowing stream. It can be roaring and powerful, like ocean waves, or likewise, it can be quite still and deep, like a pond or a lake. And we're made up of over 50% water. So we too have got all those kind of various watery elements within us. You know, we can be still and quiet and peaceful, but also sometimes we can be really powerful and roaring as well. So today's class is very much going to be tapping into that watery element that we have within. And it's located generally, I'll just stand up so you can see, it's located in the second chakra. So just beneath the belly button, but above the hips, our sacral chakra. And this chakra is our center of creativity and playfulness. So we're going to be tapping into that area today. So we're going to be doing, not a lot, but we're going to be doing some poses that are going to be opening up into that area, the hip area, the lower back. So obviously, please take it easy if you have any hip or lower back issues. But yes, what else I wanted to say? I'm just trying to remember my notes. Hang on a second. Yes, that's one thing I wanted to say was actually, you know, when I thought about it, I thought how important water is to us as humans, or in fact to any living creature. You know, we need it to refresh and hydrate us. It's exceptionally cooling on a hot day. We use it when we cleanse and wash everything from our vegetables to our bodies. And also it's very healing. You think when you cry, sometimes when you cry, you feel, you know, afterwards, once you kind of got it all out, you know, whatever it is you're crying about, it can be quite healing and soothing. You often feel a little bit better once you've let it out with a good old cry. So I just thought water is so important to us, and said it's no wonder that we are made up of more than 50% water. And because we are such watery creatures, apparently we came from the water, didn't we? We came onto land from the water, then we grew limbs, apparently. I often wonder, does that mean we ever look like lizards and amphibians then? But anyway, that's another story. But yes, so because we are made so much of water, our movements can be fairly flowing as well. And I'm hoping that today's class, you're going to be tapping into, you will be able to tap into that sort of watery flowing element within you. So try not to be too rigid or too perfect in your postures. I'd like you to try and be a little bit softer. Think of like a slow moving stream, how water always moves around obstacles. It never sort of, you know, hits the obstacle and stays there. It's always sort of slightly moving. So think of that today. We're going to be doing lots of kind of pulses and gentle fluid movements in our work today. And so I really hope that makes you feel quite fluid, quite mobile and fluid. So that's a little theme we're following today, is the water element. So we're going to start back on our mats in extended child's pose. Just have a look. Does everybody want to go on mute, by the way? I never know if anybody's got dogs. I'm just going to mute you all if I can. There we go. I think I've done it. There we go. Done it. And there we go. I think I've done it there. So, because I never know if people have got dogs or cats or whatever that are going to come in and start barking or meowing. So I'll just quickly mute you there. Alrighty. So we're going to start in extended child's pose. So big toes together, knees nice and wide. Sit back on your heels and either have your arms reached down in front of you, or if you want to make a little pillow with the arms, and then rest your forehead down onto the ground or your arms. And then once you're down on the ground, just close your eyes here. Let your hips settle back towards your feet. Just allow your chest and your belly just to sink either between your legs or over your legs, depending on what kind of child's pose you have decided to do this morning. The palms are turned down, elbows, forearms on the ground, and shoulders just relaxed. Just taking a few minutes just to settle in the space you've chosen to practice in today. Be aware of all of your body parts that are touching the floor right now. Bring a little bit of your awareness into those body parts. And feel the firmness, the solid ground beneath you. Of course, this week we have World Earth Day. I think it's tomorrow, 22nd. It's an annual celebration, and I think it just highlights and brings our attention to the earth, not as if we haven't already had a lot of attention or awareness on the earth this past year or so. But tomorrow, just maybe remember it's a day to appreciate earth, to appreciate the nature around you. World Earth Day tomorrow. Just take another few more breaths in and out here. I'm just going to come back to my screen because I've realized I have the music on repeat. So just bear with me a moment while I unrepeat the music. It's a lovely little track. It has a watery element to it, but I don't want anybody to get fed up with it. So come off repeat. Alrighty, take another 3 slow deep breaths in and out here. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, whatever is most comfortable for you. And 2 more of those lovely deep breaths, filling up your lungs and then just letting it all go. And then after your 3rd breath out, slowly make your way back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. So coming up onto all fours, tabletop position. And then just loosen the elbows a little bit. Let's start with a few rounds of cat-cow. So when you're ready, just begin to move through these 2 beautiful stretches for the spine. Take your time, inhaling as you look forward and let the belly drop down. And then exhaling as you round and tuck everything under. Just get a little bit of fluidness into our spine first thing. Just noticing if you have any little areas that feel any tightness along the spine, along the front or the back of the spine. And feel free if you want to just hold one of these stretches for a little bit longer, just to press into those areas, then by all means do that first thing. We always make our yoga practice what we need. By the way, this is a new music playlist I'm playing today. I hope it's not too loud for you. There is a few tracks where it does get a little bit groovy, but I hope you enjoy it overall. So just take another couple of these nice, easy cat-cows first thing in the morning. And then after your 2nd cat-cow, just come to a flat spine again, tabletop position. And now we're just gonna press your rib cage side to side. It's kind of just rocking the ribs side to side. So press the ribs to the side and then swing it to the other side. So your weight is just gently rocking from one hand and one knee to the other side. But predominantly we're just kind of pressing the rib cage side to side. Little bend in the elbows so there's no stiffness in the joints. And if you know how to do your Ujjayi breathing, then please begin that if you haven't already. If you're not quite sure what Ujjayi breathing is, it's called the ocean sounding breath. It sounds like the sea washing up and back down from the beach. And to make that sound, just imagine that you have a hole in the base of your neck and you're breathing in and out of that hole. That hopefully then will begin that ocean sounding breath. And then make sure your breath is nice and slow and even. Alrighty, one more of these little stretches of the ribs side to side. And then come back onto all fours once more. Keep those elbows a little bit soft, but now I'm going to draw a figure 8 with your torso. So begin to imagine you have a figure 8 pattern on your mat and you are following that figure 8 with your torso. So make this as big a figure 8 as you can. So moving all of the torso, maybe even the neck as well a little bit, into your figure 8. So drawing the biggest number 8 that you can. So remember, we're taking on the element of water. So we want to feel as fluid as we can in our movements. So everything is flowing and soft. And I always find when you add a little bit more fluidity and flow into your postures that you really feel as if you're getting into some little dark, stiff little places within you. Just taking another couple of these figure 8s. It's like stirring a teacup, isn't it, when you sort of flow around. And then come back to all fours once again. From all fours, sit your hips back towards your heels. And then rock forward, bring your shoulders forward over your hands. Hips come slightly forward, it's like a kneeling plank. And then drop your hips back to your heels again. And then rock forward, shoulders over hands. Once again, hips to heels. Shoulders over the hands. And then last time, hips to your heels. Shoulders over hands. And then we're going to lay all the way down on the floor. So roll through your thighs, your hips, your belly, your chest. Hands should hopefully be underneath your shoulders. We're going to come up into 3 cobras here. So elbows hugging in alongside your ribs. Top of the feet are touching the floor, or tapping on the floor. As you inhale, lift up the head and shoulders. Come as just a little low cobra first thing. And then gently roll back down along the body. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Exhale down. One more time, inhale, rolling up. Exhale down. Now tuck your toes under. Press yourself back, hips to heels. And then stroke your hands all the way along the mat so they become just behind your feet. Ooh, just slightly off camera here. Let me come forward a little bit. Hands just slightly behind your feet. Now you can stay here and just lengthen up through the spine and puff the chest towards the ceiling. Stay here in a little static stretch with the shoulders drawing back. Or you can lift and lower the hips 3 times. You can lift the hips up, opening through the sacral chakra, and then lower the hips back down. So you can lift the hips, just let them float up, and then back down. And then one more time, hips coming up. And lowering back down. Lovely. Okay, bring the hands back in front of you again. Find your tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do some little hip circles here. So suck the belly up towards your spine. Lift the left knee out to the side. And then take it back. Circle it down, forward, up and back. So big circles with your knees, so drawing the biggest circle you can, whilst also keeping the lower belly still lifting towards the spine to help prevent too much movement in the pelvis, a little bit of support for the pelvis by drawing the belly to the spine. Big circles with that knee. One more time around. And then extend that left leg all the way to the back of the mat. So your left foot is going to be flat on the floor, and then lift the left arm up to the sky. Now, if you're feeling a little bit unstable here, you can tuck your right toes under like a little kickstand to give you a bit more stability. And then we're going to circle this arm back behind you. So reach the right arm, the left arm, back to the end of the mat. Scoop it down to the floor and forward. So just drawing big circles with the right arm. Like a big water wheel. Big circles. One more big circle around. And then we're going to take this left arm and just rest it on your sacrum behind your back, just taking it behind you. And draw the left shoulder back, press into the left foot and lengthen all the way along your body. So pressing into the foot, lengthening on the leg, along the spine. You can turn your gaze and take your left shoulder back. As long as there's no compression in the lower back, you've got to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Take a deep breath in. And then lower the left hand back down to the ground underneath the left shoulder. And then swing your left leg out to the left hand side so the foot and leg is more or less level with your hip. Walk your hands back towards you and coming up to kneeling. Left hand on left leg. I'm going to turn to the side. Left hand on left leg. Inhale, right arm up and lean down over that left leg. It's called gate pose. And then inhale, slide back up. Exhale, sliding down, reaching right arm overhead. Inhale, coming up. Oh, such a nice way to open the side body. One more time, sliding down. Oh, beautiful. Coming back up. Lower the right hand down to the ground now. And pull the left hand overhead. Another lovely deep stretch along the left side. And you can keep the left foot on the floor or just let it float up just a couple of inches. Completely up to you. Just take one more breath. Lovely. Lower the foot down if you did lift it. And then bring the left knee back underneath you. So we're at both knees kneeling now. Inhale, lift the arms up. Lean back slightly. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Back to your all fours position. We're going to do those little hip circles on the other side. So draw the belly up to the spine, lift the right knee up out to the side and begin to draw your big circles with the right knee. The slowest, biggest circles you can, so we really get into this ball and socket joint in your hip. One more circle. And then extend that right leg all the way down to the back end of the mat and rest the right foot flat on the floor. Lift the right arm up to the sky and then begin to draw circles with the arm. So take it back first, down, forwards and up. So it's a nice little way just to open up through the shoulders, get a little bit of blood flow into all the soft tissues that we have in and around our shoulders. A real complicated area, so many sort of bones and joints that are located in the shoulder area. One more big stretch and then take the right hand around behind you, rest it on your sacrum, press into that right foot and then lengthen all the way along the center of your body. You can turn your gaze up towards the ceiling and even draw the right shoulder back if you like. And then if you're feeling a little bit unsteady, just tuck the left toes under. Take a deep breath in. Lovely. Now lower the right hand down to the ground and then swing your right leg out to the side, getting ready for our gate pose. So walk the hands back towards you, come up to kneeling, right hand on right leg. Inhale, left arm up and lean down over that right leg. And then inhale, sliding back up. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Last time, lovely. Exhale. Doesn't that feel good to open up the side of the body? And then coming back up, bring the left hand down on the ground, just on the outside edge of your left leg. Lift the right arm up to the sky and pour it overhead. And again, if you want, you can let that right leg just float up a couple of inches. If you are letting that leg float up, stretch the toes back towards you and kick into that heel. Take a deep breath in. And then lower the foot down to the ground. Bring the right hand back alongside you and bring both knees to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Little leaning back, a little back stretch. And then bring both hands back down to the ground, finding your all fours tabletop position again. Okay, from here, tuck the toes under. We're going to come up to our first down dog of the day. So make your way up into your Adho Mukha Shavasana. Once you're up in down dog, just check your fingers are spread nice and wide. You're pressing down evenly through the base of each of your fingers and thumbs. You can pedal through the feet here if you like, if you just want to give a little bit of a gentle stretch for the back of the legs. Shoulder blades are wrapping towards your underarms to keep the upper back nice and broad. And of course, tummy is drawing up to the spine. You can give the head a little shake. So we're trying to keep everything soft and fluid today. Now lift both heels super high. And then spin the heels over to the right-hand side. So you're spinning on the balls of the feet, so the heels point to the right. And then lower the heels towards the earth. They don't have to touch, but press the heels towards the floor. And then inhale, lift the heels up, spin them over to the left, press the heels down. Inhale, lift the heels, once more to each side. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower to the left. Inhale, lift the heels to the center again. Now tuck the chin in towards the chest. We're going to round forward into a high plank, but really puff up through your upper back as you move forward into your high plank. So rounding through the upper back for a high plank. Once you're in high plank, lower the knees towards the floor, but we're not actually touching. They're just hovering above the ground. And then press the hips back towards the heels. So arms are straight. And then straighten your legs for down dog. Now this is called I'm calling this a down dog wave. We're going to do a few of these today. So let's just do a couple more whilst we're here. Inhale, heels high, chin to chest. Roll forward to high plank. Soften the knees to the floor, towards the floor. Sit back to the heels and then down dog. One more. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Knees hover. Sit back, downward facing dog. So that's what I'm calling our down dog wave. Now just last thing here whilst we're in our down dog, use your inner right thigh to let that right leg lift up behind you. So really engage mind to your inner right thigh. So use that inner thigh muscle to lift the leg and then step that right foot all the way forward between your hands and lower the left knee to the floor. Oh, at last. Let your hips come forwards, opening up through the left hip flexors. Just hold it here just a second. It's always nice, I think, just to give a little bit of time for this thick muscle just to open up. Take one more breath. After all the sitting that we might do, we do shorten and tighten up in the hips. And then gently flow the hips back towards the back heel for half splits. You can lift the right toes up off the ground. Inhale, hips slide forwards. Exhale, glide the hips back. Front toes can lift up or down, your choice. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. One more time, calming forwards. And then gliding back. Inhale, come forward again, front foot on the floor. Lift the arms up by your ears. And then cactus your arms, elbows level with the shoulders, muscle menos, more or less. Shoulder blades coming towards one another, heart and chest open. Now sweep the arms forward in front of you. Cross the right arm over the left and then circle these arms back overhead. Sweep them forward. We have done this a couple of times. Cross the arms, take them back. Sweeping forwards, back once again. And then last time, sweep the arms forwards, taking them back. Love the way this opens through the shoulders. And then bring the hands down, frame the front foot. Step the right leg back into downward facing dog. One little down dog wave here. So lift the heels high, chin to chest, roll forward to your high plank. Soften the knees towards the earth, hips back, down dog. Now use your inner left thigh muscle, let the left leg lift up. And then as you exhale, step the left foot all the way forward between the hands and lower the back knee to the earth. Well done, everyone. Hips coming forward, opening up through the right hip flexor. Let's just hold this here for a few breaths. So focusing on your Ujjayi breath, checking that your breath is slow and even. So inhale and exhale is more or less the same length. One more breath here. And then as your next exhalation, glide the hips back towards the back heel. Front toes can lift. Inhale, sliding forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. One last time. Find your way forward once again, and then lift the arms up by the ears once more. Taking a deep breath in here with the arms by the ears. And then as you exhale, straighten the front leg and swing your arms back behind you for aeroplane arms. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and overhead, front foot flat on the floor. Exhale, swing them back. You can lift the front toes up if you like. Inhale, lifting, toes down. Exhale, sweeping back. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands forward either side of that front foot. And then lift the back knee up and step the back foot to the top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. So folding down over the legs. Give the knees a little bend here, no need to have straight legs. We're going to shake the head a little bit. So just shake your head, say no a few times. And then maybe say yes as well. Always finish on a positive. And you can keep the hands on the ground or hold opposite elbow. We're going to gently sway side to side here. So your hands can be on the ground or even on your shins or even holding the elbows. But just gently sway the torso side to side. Imagine that you are a reed in a stream and the water is just gently pushing you side to side. So allow our spines to decompress here. Shoulders relaxed, head melting away from the neck. One more little sway, one more little breath. And then bring the hands down to the ground or onto your shins. You're slowly going to roll up here. So either walk your hands up your legs or let the arms just dangle in front of you and then slowly roll up like a rag doll. Everybody knees slightly soft, push through the feet, tummy to spine, and just slowly stacking the vertebrae. Coming back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Once you are upright again with the arms down alongside you, I'm just going to turn to face you, but you can stay top of the mat. Soften your knees just a little bit here. We're simply just going to swing the arms side to side. So knees are nice and soft, feet are about hip width apart. Let the arms feel really loose and heavy. I always use the expression, imagine your arms are like cold cooked spaghetti, just kind of flopping around. It's a really lovely little lubrication for the spine again. We haven't done a lot of twisting yet, so this is a lovely way just to loosen up the spine. The eyes can be opened or closed, it's completely up to you. Knees still soft. Okay, and very slowly begin to make your circles slower and smaller. So don't suddenly stop, just keep moving, but just slow it down until eventually you do come to a stop. And at that point, inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands back down in front of your heart in Samastiti, in Tadasana with our prayer hands. Okay, from this point, we are going to step the left leg back to the back of your mat and have all 10 toes pointing out. From here, coming down into goddess squat, so bending the knees deeply, and your knees should be pressing towards your little toes here. Arms up in cactus arms, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, straighten the legs and arms into star pose. Exhale down into goddess squat, press those knees back, arms cactus. Inhale, star. Exhale to goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Sit a little lower maybe. Last time, inhale, star. Exhale, nice and low in your goddess squats. And then inhale, star once again. Now spin all 10 toes so they face the left side of your mat. And then as you exhale, lower the hands down behind you and interlock the fingers behind your back. Stretch the knuckles towards the floor as you draw the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. We're going to fold forward here, wide-legged forward fold. So soften the knees a little bit as you reach with your heart. So don't just fold, just stretch out through your heart, lengthen through your spine as you fold softly between the legs as the arms just lift up away from your back. Now lift the knuckles towards the ceiling so we're able to lift the shoulders and the ears. And again, you're welcome to shake the head a little bit. Try and press the arms forward a little bit more, but Sharon, obviously you might want to keep your hands on your hips or even hold opposite elbow. Just take another couple of breaths here. Lovely deep stretch for the back body. One more deep breath. And then lower the hands down to the ground underneath your face. Make sure all 10 toes are now pointing back out once again. So right toes to the top of the mat, left toes bottom of the mat. And then bend your right knee deeply and walk your hands over towards that right leg. So this is called Skandasana, skater's pose. And then walk the hands over to the left foot, bend the left knee deeply. You can lift the right toes up if you like. Coming back up to the right hand side, or lift the left toes. Walking back down to your left, lift the right toes. Skandasana. Walking all the way up to the top of the mat once again, and then spin on your feet and bring the hands either side of the front foot. So now we've got the left heel up off the floor, and you're resting on the back of the left toes. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Circle that arm back, down and forward again, those big circles with the arm, lubricating through the shoulder. So I know you've probably done this a million times in your yogic life. Now either continue with this low lunge and the twisting, or spin all 10 toes to the right hand side. So you're going to rest on the outside edge of your back foot with the left ankle up off the floor and the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, lower the hips towards the ground and stretch the right arm towards the back of the mat. And then inhale, lift the hips and pull the right arm over your head. This is called Shiva's seat. Again, lower the hips, take the arm to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift the hips, arm pulls overhead. One more time, hips down, arm back. And then inhale, lift the hips, arm overhead. And then bring the hand down on the inside edge of that right foot. Spin on your toes, so both toes face top of the mat again. And then step the left foot forwards, coming into Malasana. Let me face you once more. So toes are pointing out. Soften the hips towards the floor. Keep your hands on the floor for Malasana, because from here, we're then going to straighten the legs again and come into a deep forward fold. So fold your body towards or between those legs. Coming back down into Malasana. And then straightening the legs, lifting the hips high, bring the body towards the legs. Malasana. Knees nice and wide. Straighten the legs. Let's just do one more. Malasana squat. And then stretch and straighten the legs. Fabulous. Hands on the floor, step back to your downward facing dog. From downward dog, either take a little rest or we're going to do one of those little down dog waves. So lift the heels high, chin to chest, rounding into your upward plank. Soften the knees towards the earth, hips back, down dog. Let's do another one. Heels high, chin to chest, rounding forwards. Knees soften, hips back, downward facing dog. Lovely. From down dog, look forwards. Either step, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Travel however you wish. Onto at the top of the mat, coming up to half forward folds. And then exhale, deepen your forward fold over your legs. From there, slowly come up to standing. So roll up, push through the feet, or walk your hands up your legs. Lifting the arms up overhead as you take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hands back down in front of your heart. Okay, hope everyone's all right. We're gonna do that little sequence on the other sides. So when you are ready, take a couple of breaths, just to center yourself once again. Ground through the feet, relax the shoulders. And then when you've taken your next out breath, step your right leg back behind you. Turn both toes out. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky, and then exhale, find your goddess squat, nice and low this time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale down, goddess squats, shoulder blades coming towards one another. Inhale, reaching. Exhale down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, nice and low. Press those knees back. Beautiful. Inhale, reaching up. Turn all 10 toes forward to the side of your mat. And then reach the hands around behind you once again. Interlock the fingers. Stretch the knuckles back. Draw the shoulder heads back and take a deep breath in as you look up. Exhale as you soften and fold forwards. The knees slightly soft here. Leading through your heart. And then gently fold down towards the ground. Give the head a little shake. Let the knuckles float up to the ceiling. And have a little bit of your weight on the balls of your feet so you really get into the hamstring stretch. Take another slow, deep breath. And then lower your hands down towards the ground. We're going to come into our Skandasana once again. So turn all 10 toes out. Walk your hands towards the left foot, so the right foot, the right foot, my apologies. And then walk the hands all the way up the other end of the mat. Now you can continue doing this with the hands staying on the ground, or reach the arms back. And then as you move to the other side, bring your hands together into prayer. So you can either walk the hands on the ground or using the arms to move back. And then sweeping forwards. One more time each side. And then coming to the top of the mat once again, hands frame the front foot, spin all 10 toes so they face forwards. Lean onto your left hand, reach the right arm up to the sky. Oh no, wrong side, my apologies. Lower the right hand down, apologies. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Sorry about that. And then circle your arm back, forward and down. Now either continue with this circling of the arm or we're going to move into Shiva's seat again. So you can spin all 10 toes to the left-hand side of your mat. Take the arm all the way back behind you. Drop the hips. And then inhale, lift the hips and pull the left arm overhead. Exhale, hips down, arm back. Inhale, hips lift, arm lifts. One more time. Inhale as you lift And then bring the left hand down onto the floor as you spin all 10 toes facing the top of the mat again. And then step the right foot forwards on the outside edge of your hands. We're going to come again into our Malasana squat. So all 10 toes point out. And then lower your hips down. Nice and low, lovely. And then inhale, straighten the legs and fold between those legs. Inhale, squatting down, Malasana. And then straighten. One more time, little low yogic squats. And then straighten. Lovely. Turn your toes forward to the top of the mat. And then step back to your downward facing dog. One little down dog wave here. So lift the heels high, chin to chest. Rolling forward to your upward plank. Lower the knees, sit back, and then find down dog. From here, everybody, lower the knees to the earth now, onto all fours. And I just want you just to swing your ribs again, side to side, like you were doing earlier. So like the rib cage is like a little pendulum, just gently rocking side to side. And a little bit of movement again back into our spine. And then from this pendulum movement, move then into a figure of 8 with the torso. So again, the biggest figure of 8 that you can make. Nice and slow, don't race it. So we're like this little stream just moving on down this winding river. One more big circle, one more big figure of 8. And then find your hips back on your heels. Just reach the arms forward, child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here, a few moments of stillness between all of the movement. One more breath. And then come back up onto all fours. From here, tuck toes under, find your downward facing dog. Using your inner right thigh, let the right leg float up behind you. Exhale, step it all the way forward between the hands. Coming up to warrior 2, so back heel comes down into the center line. And then lift the left arm up to the sky and lift yourself up for warrior 2. So front knee is just above or behind the ankle and the front knee is pointing towards the little toe. Lovely, finding our nice easy warrior 2. From here, straighten the right leg, lift the arms overhead. Exhale back down to warrior 2. Beautiful, well done. Try and take that hips nice and low. Inhale, pressing into the front foot, reaching up. Exhale, warrior 2, drop your hips nice and low. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down. Lovely. Now imagine your arms are like the arms of a bird. Big, swinging, sweeping arms. One more. These strokes like a bird, finding your warrior 2 again. And then straighten the front leg, left hand on back leg, reverse triangle, so right arm reaches up. And then as you exhale, bend the front knee, bring the front elbow to the thigh and pull the left arm overhead, the side angle pose. Inhale, reaching back up, reverse triangle, front knee straight, right arm lifts. Exhale for side angle. Now you can bring the elbow to the thigh or sweep the right arm in front of your body as the left arm reaches back. It's a little bit more challenging. And then inhale, come back up for your reverse triangle. Again, left hand can rest on left leg or sweep in front of your body as you reach the right arm back. One more of each, so side angle, elbow to thigh if you wish, or arm swinging in front of you. And then inhale, coming back up. Reverse the triangle, Back hand on leg or in front. And then bend the front knee coming back into your warrior two. Look forwards and then step that back foot to the top of the mat. We'll take a couple little steps here. Just find your balance. Ground down through the feet. Shift the weight onto the right leg. We're going to lift the left knee up in front of you. Take the right hand to the outside edge of that left knee and reach the left arm back behind you. Little balance with a twist. Now, of course, if your balance isn't great for you today, you can always hold on to the wall with that right hand, or even just rest the left toes on the ground and just reach left arm back. Wherever you are, just take one more breath. And we're going to come from here into our eagle pose. So left leg is going to cross over the right. And as we've got the left leg on top, that means the left arm is going to go underneath the right arm. So cross the arms, bring the back of the hands together or palms to touch. Now gently squeeze the inner thighs, gently squeeze the elbows together. Sit nice and low, everyone. So drop the hips, take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring the elbows down towards the knee. Inhale, lift the elbows back up. Exhale, elbows to knee. Inhale, lifting up. Elbows to knee. Stay here, take a breath in and out. And then I'm going to unwrap your arms and bring the hands down to the floor. Keep the legs as they are, but bring your left foot flat on the ground. If it's not there already, bring the left foot flat on the ground. And then reach your right leg up behind you for standing splits. So folding in close towards that left leg, really spread through the right toes and send some energy up through that right leg. Now we're going to tap the back of your left calf with your right knee. So both knees bend slightly as you bring the right knee in to tap the back of the left calf. And then standing splits again as you inhale. Exhale, knee to back of the calf. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, tapping. Last time, stretching up. Now listen carefully. We're going to bring the right shin down to the floor on the outside edge of your left foot. So lowering the hips down, the right shin is going to come down to the floor. We're making our way into a seated twist. So hopefully, hopefully your right leg is on the floor and you have your left foot on the outside edge of the right leg. Seated twist. Give you a little bit of time there just to get into it. Our left hand's going to be behind. We're going to hug that left knee with the right arm. Inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, of course, deepening into your twist. So it's good if you keep your left foot flat on the floor and just gently press into that left foot to help your spine lengthen up. Every exhalation, gently rotating round a little more. Don't be forceful, but just explore your twist. Taking lovely deep breaths in and out, even whilst you're twisting. One more breath. And then unravel from your twist, look forward again. Bring the hands to the ground just in front of you. And then sweep your left leg all the way back to the end of the mat and come back to down dog. From your down dog, just inserting one little down dog wave here. So lift the heels high, chin to chest. Rolling forward into upward plank. Soften the knees towards the earth, sit back, find your down dog. Lovely. From here, use your inner left thigh muscle, let the left leg float up. Exhale, step it all the way forward to the top of the mat. Back heel comes down onto the ground, finding your warrior two. So right arm reaches up, finding warrior two. Just check that your front knee is just above or behind the ankle, and the front knee is pointing towards the little toe. Arms level with the shoulders, your gaze is down through your middle finger. Lovely. One more slow, deep breath. And then reverse your triangle. So front leg straight, right hand on right leg, or right arm in front of the body. And then as you exhale, find your side angle, either elbow to thigh or left arm in front of the body as the right arm pours forwards. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, sides. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, coming back up, reverse triangle. And then find your way again to warrior two. Settle into warrior two, shoulders relaxed, tummy drawing into spine. Take a breath in and out. And then step your back foot forwards to the top of the mat. Find your balance, just ground down through both feet. This time, shift your weight to your left foot and lift the right knee up in front of you. You're going to come to tree pose. So bring your right foot either onto the inside of the left thigh or rest the right foot on the inside of the left calf or even the toes on the floor and rest the right heel on the left calf, left ankle, sorry. So wherever you feel you want to take your tree today, root down through your standing leg, particularly down through the big toe. Hands can come up in front of your front of the chest, or reach the arms overhead, completely your choice. Right knee point out to the sides. Find your drishti, shoulders relaxed. Take another slow deep breath in and out. Lovely. Lift the right knee back up in front of you. And then eagle leg. So cross the right leg over the left. This time it's going to be left arm on top, right arm under. Finding your eagle arms. Sit nice and low. So drop those hips a little bit more. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, everyone, elbows down to your top knee. Exhale. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale down. Stay nice and low. Keep the legs crossed. Unwrap your arms and bring the hands to the floor. We're getting ready for standing splits here. So the right foot is going to be flat on the floor here. And then you're going to lift the left leg up behind you. And again, spread through the left toes. Send some energy up that left leg and fold as close as you can to your right leg. We're going to tap the left knee to the right calf. So breath in, exhale, knee to that calf. Both knees bend slightly. Inhale, kick the left leg back up. Exhale, tapping. Inhale, straighten both legs. Come on, reach through the left toes. Knee to tap to the calf. Last time, stretch it back up. Coming into our seated twist now. So listen carefully again. The left shin is going to come down to the floor on the outside of your right foot. Más o menos. And then lower the seat to the floor or come into it in any way that you feel is right for you. So we've got the right foot over the outside edge of that left knee. And take the right hand round behind you, resting on your fingertips. And then hug that knee either in the elbow crease or take the elbow to the outside edge. And then inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, rotate around. So press down through that right foot to help lengthen through the spine. Take some lovely deep breaths in and out. Your breath is traveling through you like a river. Watering and refreshing all the parts within you. One more deep breath. Beautiful, everyone. Swing your right leg all the way around behind you. And then hands on the floor, we're going to step back to your downward facing dog. And our last little downward dog wave 3 times. So lift the heels up, chin to chest, round forward to your high plank. Let the knees hover, sit back, find your down dog. Heels high, chin to chest, roll forwards. Knees down, hips back, legs straight, down dog. Last time, heels high, chin to chest. Knees down, sit back and find your down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and then sigh it out through the mouth. Make your way to the top of the mat, stepping, jumping, however you wish to arrive at the top of the mat. And then lower your seat down to the floor. We're going to come to some yin postures now, coming into a little bit of stillness after all the movement. So first of all, starting in Baddha Konasana, so the soles of the feet together. Now again, the closer the heels are towards you, the deeper the opening you're going to have in your hips. So if your hips are a little bit tight, you might prefer to have the feet slightly forward, more of a diamond shape. Bring your hands onto the lower legs. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then as you exhale, just fold forwards. Maybe let the elbows press down onto the inner legs. And just drop your head towards the feet or the ground. We're going to let the spine round a little bit here, so let your head drop. Bring your hands and your arms actually to anywhere that feels comfortable for you. So if you want to bring the hands forward onto the floor, please do. This is a yin posture, so there should be no effort. Just soften into this pose. Let the knees drop open. Your spine gently round. Head just hanging towards the feet or the floor. Just check that your jaw is not tense. You haven't clenched your jaw. It might be nice for you just to part your lips a little bit so your teeth don't touch. And just soften and relax with your facial muscles. Just scan through your body, see if there's anywhere that you just need to let go a little bit more. Anywhere you might be holding on too tense. Just 3 more breaths here. After your third breath, bring your palms to the ground. Gently press yourself back up. Walking the hands slowly back towards you. And then draw the knees towards one another. We're going to come down onto your back. So make your way nice and slow down onto the spine. And then bring your right ankle and cross it over the left thigh, doing that figure of 4. Now keep the left foot on the floor. We're going to drop the knees, or both legs I should say, over towards the left. So ideally we want to try and get the right foot flat on the floor. Now, if the right foot doesn't quite reach the floor, if you have got a yoga block nearby, you can always bring the right foot onto the yoga block. But we'd like to have the right knee pointing up towards the sky, all right? So don't let that right knee flop forward. Keep the knee pointed towards the sky. And actually I like to just bring my left elbow to the floor and then bring my left hand and just hold it on the inside of that right leg so the knee stays pointing up, doesn't nudge forward then. And then reach the right arm back overhead, rest it along the floor. And you can turn your head to whichever side feels comfortable for you. It's a little stretch for the IT band, which is running down the outside edge of your hip and outer thigh. So settle into this pose, drop the shoulders down. Let go of all weight and all tension. Feel the entire back side of your body getting really heavy as it just drops towards the mat. Just hold here another 3 or 5 more breaths. So we've got a little bit more time here to really let go. One more deep breath. Excuse me. Now bring your right arm back alongside you. And just lift the left knee up, so we just bring those legs away from the ground. So keep the legs in figure of 4. But this time we're going to draw the left knee in towards your left chest and then reach through the legs and the outside of the leg and either hold the back of that left thigh or hold the left shin if that's more comfortable for you. But everybody keep the back of the head on the floor and keep the back of your neck nice and long. Now that left knee wants to keep in line with the center of the left chest. That left knee will want to drop in towards the midline of your body, but keep the left knee in line with the center of your left chest, and then very gently draw the left leg in towards you, a little closer. Only go as far as you comfortably can. And flex your right toes so they point towards the sky. It just goes a little deeper into that IT band. You should probably feel it now. Relax the shoulders. Just another couple of breaths. Lovely. Lower the left foot down to the ground. Release the right foot down onto the floor. Let's just do the same on the other side. So left ankle over on the right thigh. And then drop both legs over towards the right. So this time we want the left foot to be flat on the floor or on a block, and the left knee pointing up to the sky. So you can again use your right fingertips and just press into that left inner thigh. And then reach the left arm overhead. And again, just take your head, your chin to whichever side it feels comfortable. Once again, just soften and relax. You relax this time the front side of the body. Feel the belly letting go. Soften through the diaphragm. Relax your lungs. Soften your heart muscle. Top of your chest. The front of your neck, and relax the facial muscles. 3 breaths here. Now, after your 3rd breath out, take your time if you're still going through your 3 breaths, but after your 3rd breath, just lift the knees back up. So we're going to keep in that figure of 4, but the right foot comes flat on the floor this time. And the left arm back down alongside you, and we're going to reach the left arm between your thighs. Lift the right knee up towards you and catch hold either of the back of the right thigh or onto the right shin. Again, just make sure that right knee is lined up with the center of your right chest. The back of the neck is nice and long. And then flex the left toes to the sky. As you draw the right knee in as close as you can, but without too much pressure. You should still be able to breathe nice and deeply here and be able to relax your shoulders, your neck, your face. So it's just deepening that little stretch in the outer edge of your hip and the outer thigh. So try not to clench the jaw. More slow, deep breaths. And then place the right foot back down on the ground. Uncross the left leg, bring the left foot down to the ground. So have the feet hip width apart now. Just reach the arms down and see if you can touch the back of the heels. We're just setting ourselves up for a rolling bridge pose. So feet are hip width, Just touch the back of the heels with your longest finger. And then as you inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up overhead as you lift the hips up high. And as you exhale, lower the hips, bring the arms back down alongside you. Inhale, hips high, arms sweep overhead. Keep the knees parallel so they're in line with your hip bones. Exhale, hips back, arms back. This time we're going to keep it up there. So inhale, press through the feet, arms overhead. Keep the hips lifting, pressing through the feet. Relax the shoulders. A little gentle inversion here where the heart is higher than the head. And we use gravity to drain the blood flow back towards the heart. So the heart gets a little rest. It doesn't have to pump the blood back from your lower limbs. Keep pressing through the feet. Imagine you're squeezing a block between the knees so we don't allow the knees to flare out. And this is also just allowing all of your intestinal walls just to come away from the pelvic bowl. As you know, often they're squashed down into the pelvic bowl. And this is just having a little stretch, the underside of your intestinal walls. Take one more breath. And then lower the hips down, bring the arms back down alongside you, and then find your Shavasana. You can stretch both legs out along the floor, or if you have any lower back issues, keep the feet on the floor, take the feet as wide as your mat, and then let your knees just drop together. Come and find your most comfortable Shavasana. As I just change the music slightly, because I realise it's getting a little bit groovy again. Give me a moment. It's lovely, but maybe not for Shavasana. Okay. Alrighty. Close the eyes if you haven't already and just let go of any tension, let go of anything you have to do today. This is a moment simply for your body to become weightless, as if you're floating in water. Feel the water just supporting your body. Just let go. Bring your awareness down to the soles of your feet. I'd love you to imagine that you can breathe into the soles of your feet and draw that breath in through the soles, up your legs, into your pelvis, your belly, your ribs, your neck, your head. And then as you exhale, feel that wave of breath traveling all the way back down through the body and out through the soles of the feet. So this wave of breath washing up through the body, drawing it up towards the crown of your head. And then on the exhalation, just feel it pull away all the way back down and out through the soles. Inhaling, drawing up. Exhale, releasing back down. Just continue with this wave of breath. This gentle pulsing, rising up through the body. And then that energy as it travels back down. Feel each part of your body expand gently as you draw that breath in. And then notice how the body just gently contracts and softens as you allow that wave to recede. 3 more times. And after your third breath, just allow your breath to come and go as it pleases. No more controlling the breath. Just let your breath settle back into its own easy rhythm. And just let go of all weight and all tension. Imagine that you are floating in water, completely supported, feeling weightless. Stay down there on the ground if you have a little bit more time just to enjoy this relaxation for longer. Otherwise, if you would like to continue with your day, just begin to gently wriggle your fingers, your toes. Slowly allow your senses just to tune back to the space around you. Gently draw the knees in towards your belly. Hold the knees with each hand and just rock softly side to side. Keeping the knees and the inner ankles touching, keep the hands on your knees and the inner ankles touching. Begin to draw a big circle with the knees, just massage the lower back, sacrum into the ground. You draw a big circle with the knees, keeping the knees and the ankles together. And then change direction with your circles. This movement is so soothing for the lower back. And then just bring the knees back to center. Place the feet on the floor and roll over onto your right hand side. And from there, gently press yourself back up and find a comfortable seated pose again. Your shoulders stacked over your hips, hands resting on your knees or your lap, and crown of the head just floating up towards the sky. Eyes opened or closed, your choice. And just bring the palms together in front of your heart, thumbs gently resting on your chest, shoulders relaxed. And let your chest just float up to your thumbs. Everything on the inside just soften. May the peace of yoga stay with you. I wish you peace in your heart. I wish you peace in your mind. And I wish you peace in your bodies always. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Just fold forward and let us once again just say a little note of thanks, of gratitude to your fabulous bodies. And then super slowly rolling back up. Blinking open the eyes if they're not open already. Take a deep breath in and out and maybe have a little stretch. So I hope that was okay. Any comments, please let me know as always. And yeah, hopefully we managed to sort of tap into that watery fluid element within you. And remembering that tomorrow is World Earth Day. So appreciating our world, appreciating Mother Nature even more tomorrow if you can remember to do so. Let me just turn off the recording.